Hey YouTube family, how are you guys doing? I hope you're all doing well, enjoying this fantastic summer. Well, I don't know where you guys are at, but here in Prince Edward Island, Canada, it's been an awesome summer. Just getting through a heat wave. Things are starting to cool off, and but the weather has been just fantastic, just beautiful. So yeah, so I just want to do a little video. Hopefully it won't be too long, on an Iyv again. So I'm gonna do a little blast from the past here. So you guys remember this thing if you've watched my videos. And sorry, I have some lighting set up there for something later. So this is my Iyv ITF 300, I believe it is. So this was like kind of a spalted maple top. Bought it on Amazon for like 175 bucks. And you know what? When I got it, it was great, out of the box, playable, no major issues, but you know, for 175 bucks, it was a $175 guitar. You know, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it was great guitar, but I changed pretty much everything on it, including the neck, because the original neck, which is over here, warped, and you guys saw that video. I don't really know the cause of the warping. None of my other guitars had issues. They were all in the same room. But anyway, so that was, you know, a problem. I changed the tuning keys, I changed the bridge, I changed the pickups, I changed the volume pots. Nothing high-end, because I didn't want to put a lot of money in it. The only high-end or higher-end thing that I put in there would have been the neck. So right now, this guitar would easily hold up against any, and I'm not saying this, you know, in spite of this brand name, but any Fender or brand name Telecaster, anywhere between $500 and $1,000, I would put this up against it any day of the week. Like as far as tone, playability, tuning stability, comfort, like any day of the week. So, you know, I thought back in the day this Iyv was like, wow, like crazy that they could put out something that good. Anyway, a friend of mine, his name is Barry, reached out to me today. He said, hey, I got an Iyv on a trade. And, you know, it's a nice guitar, but I'd like, you know, I already have a guitar with humbuckers, and I'd like to maybe put some Telecaster pickups in it. What do you think? And I said, well, you know, whatever. And then we talked. He said, bring it over and I'll have a look. Anyway, so this is what he dropped off. Look at that thing. Now, okay, this is, if I go to my Amazon tablet here, I kind of did some research because he didn't really know, you know, exactly what it was. He just took it on trade, and so it's 257 bucks. It's an Iyv Ijz or IJZ 300 Tsb Jazz solid body. Obviously not a solid body. It's got two F-holes. But anyway, electric guitar, tobacco sunburst. So 257 bucks, all right? This is not something that I would give a second look at, like in a music store, because it's just not my style. Jazz guitars are not my style. But when he brought this in and I started looking at it, you guys have got to see this thing. Like, anyway, I was impressed with this, but man, oh man, this thing for 250 bucks is just so much higher quality than that thing ever was. It's amazing. So I'm gonna try and give you some close-up shots here. So have a look at this. Now, don't mind the fingerprints, but it's got literally like a mirror finish on it. It's super well done. No bubbles in the paint. No, you know, nothing. It's got the Destiny CNC wound pickups. And, you know, when he said he wanted to change them, I wasn't surprised. But when I heard them, it was like, holy smoke. And check out this binding. Hopefully my camera will focus here. So I think this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ply binding, like, right? All the way around, beautifully done. No bleeding, no mess, no, you know, even inside the F-hole, there's just a single white binding in there. It's not paint, it's actual binding. Really cool tailpiece. Two-pneumatic bridge. You know, the kind of transparent see-through knobs. Those are kind of a nice touch. Fretboard, the abalone inlays on the fretboard. It's just amazing, really well done. Iyv, there you go. This cover actually, which matches the fretboard. Barry did that. He just took the plastic cover off, and he's a woodworker or whatever, right? And he's retired now, and he did that cover, and it looks really sharp, man. He matched it up to the old one, but it just ties that in really well. And but everything is stock. So the guy he traded it with, I'll give you a side view of this. This binding, front and rear. So it's kind of flat, you know, like there's no arch on the back, but there's definitely an arch on the top. Dual F holes, as you've seen just before. The neck is beautiful, kind of a satiny finish on the neck. I mean, it is, I guess it's shiny, like it is glossy, but it doesn't feel sticky, like, you know, like some guitars when you get them and they have that I don't know, that polyurethane finish on them. This is really nice. Beautifully done burst. So yeah, so this guy had bought this guitar, not Barry, but his friend, had bought this guitar on Amazon. Paid like whatever, $239 I think it was at the time, maybe is what he said. I can't remember. He had it for a couple days, and he called Barry up and he said, hey, I got this guitar, you want to have a look at it? Maybe we could do a trade. And so Barry ended up trading just an acoustic guitar he had picked up at a pawn shop for this thing. And yeah, and because he thought, you know, it played pretty good. And so one of Barry's goals is to learn to play guitar, you know, during his retirement. And so so he has, I think he has an Epiphone. What did he say it was? Like a, you know, like an Epiphone, a higher end Epiphone. It was $700 or $800, I think, that he bought. And it's a, you know, humbucker guitar. I think it's kind of an LP Gibson style Epiphone. Oh no, it's a 335. I think he said. Now that I remember. Yeah, an Epiphone 335, and you know, he paid, you know, quite a bit of money for it. And he was telling me on the phone, said this thing is, it feels better. Like it feels better than the Epiphone, but it can't be. Like it doesn't make sense. So anyway, I said bring it over and we could change the pickups or whatever. So we were going to kind of put like a pickup ring down there and make it into like a telly. But then when I saw it, I was like, holy, I don't know if you want to really change the look of that. And maybe we could buy different pickups. But then I plugged it in. And I'll tell you what, there's only 3 things I would do to this guitar if it was mine. 3 things. Number 1, I would buy a high-end, a higher-end electronics kit, like a pre-wired, you know, Gibson or, you know, whatever kit, and I would put that in. I would get rid of the electronics because I don't care what you say about Iyv, as good as they are. Their electronics they're cheap. Like they're just, right, they're a cheaper brand. And not just Iyv, like Fender, the cheaper Fender lines, the cheaper Ibanez lines, they're just, you know, cheap overseas parts to keep the cost down. So I would upgrade the electronics on this guitar. Number 2, probably the two-pneumatic bridge. It's just, you know, it's just a typical, nothing fancy, regular plain Jane two-pneumatic bridge. I would put one with like maybe a roller bridge like 2Bike Mike does on his videos. I would probably install like a higher end two-pneumatic bridge. I wouldn't change the tailpiece. It looks cool. I like it. I like that look on this guitar. And the third thing I do to this guitar is gig with it. Just like it is. I wouldn't get the frets done. I wouldn't get the, you know, like nothing. That's how good it is. There's no sharp frets, none. Like it's just it's perfect. Like the binding all the way up and down the neck is fantastic. I was so impressed. So I'm going to pause this video. I'm going to set up the camera, and we're going to do some sound clips on this guitar, just so you can see. I'm sorry it keeps getting blurry there. I hope it's not coming out too badly on the video, but anyway, I want to plug this in so you guys can hear, hopefully, what I'm hearing in the room. Because, man, I was impressed this afternoon when I got a chance to try it. So thanks a lot, Barry, for trusting me with your guitar and for letting me keep it to do a video on my little YouTube channel here, and to help other people see what, what's out there for, under 300 bucks in a beautiful, beautiful guitar, and versatile. Holy smokes. Anyway, all right, I'll be right back. All right, guys, so here we are. So I'm just plugged straight in to my Quilter Superblock UK, into my little speaker that I built, my little 10-inch cab with the Jensen P10R speaker in it. My Quilter Superblock is set pretty much, everything's pretty much right at 12 o'clock, except for the gain. I have the gain set at 3 because I want to show you some clean sounds. Or I guess if you're looking at a clock, it would be 9 o'clock. Everything else is pretty much at 12, including the reverb. The limiter is only at 9. I only have the limiter a quarter of the way up. And the volume is just set accordingly or whatever. So, alright. So here is everything on full. And I have it on the bridge pickup, and this is what it sounds like. I'm going to turn the volume up a bit. Alright. Oh, there we go. Volume was really low. Alright, so yeah, this is the clean pickup, or clean bridge pickup on a clean setting. So the first thing I noticed when I plugged into this thing is how evenly balanced all the strings are. Like, they're, right? There's none of them jump at you, none of them are dead, there's no buzzing in the nut, there's no like, right? It's just, everything is super balanced. So when you strum a chord, you hear everything. And the strings you don't hear is just because I'm of my sloppy chording. That's all that is. Middle pickup. Nice, mellow. It's crazy. 250 bucks. Come on, really? Come on. And the neck pickup. Oh. Got some nice bass there, but still good articulation. Doesn't matter where you are on the neck. So, like... That's just me. Like, there's no dead frets on this thing. Saying, well, I'd like to get, you know, it's just, and I said, why do you want to change the pickup? I said, well, I'd like to get a little bit more like that country kind of spank. And I'm like, well, if you plug this in, if you have this set on the, like the bridge pickup, it's pretty spanky. Back there, I don't know. It's pretty good. And for blues, oh my gosh, like. So I'm gonna put some grit on this. I'm gonna turn up the gain a bit. I'm gonna go 3/4 on the gain and maybe bring the master down a bit and leave everything else as is. And this is what we have on the neck pickup. Turn down the volume. Oh, that's the wrong one. Cleans up. Middle pickup. Tuning stability is great. Bridge. think I read it was a 24 3/4 inch scale, so Gibson scale, so it's really easy to play. All kinds of spank there. I would not change these pickups. All right, let's do, I'm going to put this on the Marshall setting. You guys have seen my little Coulter Superblock demo, so there's a Marshall setting on it. See what kind of overdrive, like kind of, we can get like power chord wise. Holy crap, this thing is so in your face. It's like, it's so punchy. And that's not setting the EQ. Like, so if I like try and set this EQ a little bit, maybe add some bass, get some mids on there, lower the highs a little bit. We could probably get it a little smoother, a little thicker. Oh man. Jazz my ass. This is, it might be a jazz guitar, but I'll tell you what, you can play whatever you want on this. Punchy, man! Like what the heck? How does Iyv pull this off? Like, not just the finish and the, you know, the fit and finish and the detail and like the quality control and the like, but the fretwork and the action and the intonation and for 250 bucks, come on, really? Like it doesn't make sense. You'd easily have to play, you'd have to go to a music store, a brand name guitar would have to be in the $700 and up to even start to compare to this. How is, it just boggles my mind. And it kind of pisses me off a little bit because I have friends of mine that don't play guitar, they're not musicians, they're not technically inclined like to change pickups and all this stuff, but they love music and they want to get started, and they go into a music store, they'll drop $500 or $600 or $700 on their first guitar, and they're like, oh, it's a Fender, it's a Gibson, it's an Epiphone, it's good because it's a Fender. You know what? It's a name on the headstock. Whether it's Iyv, whether it's Fender, whether whatever, the money you drop on it does not determine how good the instrument is. I might get some slack for this and some haters or whatever, and I totally understand where you're coming from. And I understand when you start paying $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 for a guitar, it's probably a good one. It better well should be, but it's another whole game now with the internet and these guys and like companies like this building guitars and going directly to the buyer, bypassing the store and all this. Like I don't know if that's where the savings come from, but man, this neck and frets and playability is amazing. And I don't like these guitars. Like I would never. I'm a Tele guy, like it, right? But this is like really changing my mind. Holy smokes! Like I would go to it. Like Barry asked me, so do you think you could, gig with this? Like would it be good enough to? I said, Barry, I take it to a gig tonight. I wouldn't even hesitate. I'd have a spare set of strings in case, because I don't know, how good this bridge is or whatever, for breakage. But I would take it to a gig. No, I wouldn't even worry about it. Holy smokes! You jazz players know something we don't. Like, what the heck is going on? How can a jazz guitar sound like this for rock? There's the neck pickup. This is crazy. Like it's $200. Come on. Holy smokes. Sustained for days. What the heck? And this is the middle position. Marshall, full-on Marshall. And that's not even full-on Marshall. That's only 3/4 of the way up on the gain, and my limiter is up 1/4 of the way. So I'm actually limiting the amount of gain that's pushing through the amp. So, and no like, you know, no effect pedals, like no drives or no nothing in this. This is just guitar into amp. And look, it's dead quiet. Dead quiet. There's not even, like, no buzz, no nothing. Humbuckers, I guess. So my Iyv had these Destiny CNC wound humbuckers in it. Not the same style, but those pickups sucked. But these are unreal. Yep, definitely a jazz guitar. Anyway, this guitar is awesome. Barry, don't touch anything on this thing. It's a freaking awesome. Thanks for letting me use it. I hope you guys watching at home, you know, I hope the video comes out clear enough, like the audio especially. And if you have one of these, please comment and let me know if yours was as good as this one. Out of the box, I have never seen a guitar, brand name or otherwise, as good as this. This is ridiculous. It doesn't make sense. I just don't know what this. Anyway, I'm just really surprised. Like I'm very, very surprised. You know, I've just never had a guitar where I didn't need to take it in to get a fret leveling and get the fret ends done well, and to get them, you know, get the fretboard polished and get the, you know, the tuner snugged up and get the intonation set, and just to make it play well, like, right? And this thing is just, oh my gosh. Anyway, it's an Amazon guitar. Come on, how could it be that good? Coming from a warehouse, God knows where, shipped from God knows where, to God knows where, to God knows whom, right? Exchange hands in the meantime, and then end up in my basement playing in front, like for you guys. How can it be this good? It doesn't make sense. It's crazy. For 250 bucks. Come on. It's so much fun. All right, that's it. I gotta stop. This is great. Barry, you might not get this back. Just saying. You guys take care. God bless. Please comment if you have one of these. The Iyv, I can't even remember what it is. So if you have one of these Iyv Ijz-300 Tsb Jazz guitars, right? You can only play jazz on it. Please comment and let me know what you think. Take care. God bless, and I'll see you guys soon.